I want to thank the Fort City Heritage Hall of Fame Board of Directors for your kind invitation to speak to you tonight on this glorious occasion as we induct these fabulous people into the Fort City Heritage Hall of Fame. When Fort City grew with its cultural and ethnic richness, Ukrainians, Slovakians, Latin Americans, African Americans, Polish, Roman Catholics, Baptists, and Methodists alike were guaranteed by the Constitution of these United States the ability to live and grow and flourish with our own traditions. Ironically, historians have written and debated that this natural ethnic separation is America's weakness. But more importantly, our diversity, the diversity of our cities like this small little community, is America's essence and everlasting structural reinforcement. America is revealed in community like ours. American cultural values are much entrenched in small towns and hamlets such as Fort City. You see, America is a state of mind and a multitude of cultural disciplines. Fort City represents this state of mind. My work has afforded me the opportunity over the last few years to travel throughout the world, as well as across this great country. Inevitably, people ask the question, where are you from? It is often easy just to say to the question, I'm from a little small town near Pittsburgh. But I've learned that to refer to this small community as a small town 40 miles up the Allegheny River is a disservice to the men and women who toiled in the manufacturing floors and in the coal minings of this area. As I look to my left and I look to my right of this dais, I find easily the description of where I am from. I am from Fort City, Pennsylvania, a small town that spans the greatness of its citizens. It is a community whose citizens fought and died in world wars and conflicts to preserve the American freedoms that we enjoy. It is our community of civic leaders who molded and shaped a community to ensure stability, a value system, and educational excellence for its children. It is a community of individualized yet ecumenical religious leadership. It is a community of athleticism that demonstrates and will not compromise a balance of academic achievement with athletic success. It is a community of a multitude of languages and rainbows of skin color. Oh no, Fort City is not just some little town up the Allegheny River 40 miles from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It represents the reasons why America exists as the greatest country in the world and is the greatest democracy of our human existence. It is amazing the number of human influences on our lives you can recall. God blessed me with several physical gifts that provide me a platform and a foundation that athletic success could be built upon. But I believe God's plan requires human influence upon one another. And as I have traveled, I continuously realize how blessed I have been to have been influenced and shaped by so many wonderful people in this community. I remember dedicated teachers such as Miss Gleason, Miss Bruner, Miss Reichard, Miss Weaver, and Miss Weber. Not to forget the famous John Englert, who demanded attention to studies, who made me realize that a football career at Notre Dame would not be a reality without a strong academic performance. And how can I forget coaches such as Don Maines, Steve Anderson, and Mark Fruhan, who drove my performance beyond the bounds of that which I could realize at any time. I recall ministers who influenced the value system that gave me an understanding of my faith in God and a realization that internal strength comes from prayer. Last night I returned to the United States from Paris, France. While there, I talked to Parisian colleagues as I stood underneath the Eiffel Tower and the Arc de Triomphe, or amid the 200, 300, 400-year-old buildings. And it's always difficult to describe the humble confines of Fort City, this 1 mile long and quarter-mile wide community. How do you describe 110 years of history against centuries of European history? How do you describe and compare the Allegheny River to the River Seine that carries hundreds of thousands of tourists beneath Notre Dame Cathedral each and every day? You don't compare it, and you don't even try. We are who we are. We are the citizens of Fort City, part of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We are part of America. We are part of a kingdom vast as any other. We are part of a kingdom that defined freedom. No, we do not sit at the foot of the Great Pyrenees. We do not sit at the foot of the Alps or even the great Rocky Mountains of the West. We lie here nestled amid the rolling hills of the Alleghenies. Our homes are not spread across acres of green grass, but they are built with the toil and sweat of our own hands. We have found faith and strength as we have faced the swollen banks of the Allegheny River. We have shown intestinal fortitude with the reduction of employment opportunities. We have struggled and persevered in the face of educational consolidation. But the diversity of our neighborhoods is rich in the ethnic, Latin, Polish, Ukrainian, Irish, African American, and other immigrant populations. Our religious history is rich with the tall spires of Catholicism and the Protestant family values that we see each day. We are a rainbow of ethnic excellence. This rainbow can save our community and the rich heritage of values and life we possess. Adversity cannot and will not allow our community to fall into an abyss. The future of Fort City, Pennsylvania is as entrenched in the soil as the roots of the great sequoia of the Northwest. Our sequoia are the men and the women and the children of this community. As a native resident of Fort City, as a son of lifelong residents of Fort City, as a graduate of Fort City High School, as a member of this Hall of Fame in 1990 inductee, and as a friend to all of you, I am pleased to be with you this evening in celebration of a heritage and tradition as vast as any other. A heritage that exemplifies the essence of America, the values of our forefathers, the unswerving discipline, support, and respect for one another, and relentless faith in our Creator. In summary, I will leave you with the following message. Fort City represents the essence of America. It represents the values purported by our forefathers. It represents unswerving discipline. Its citizens represent the rich and the poor, Protestants and Catholics, Jews and Gentiles. Its citizens represent a rainbow of color, white, black, red, and yellow, that live in harmony and unity with one another. Fort City is America of the past. Fort City is the America of the future. Fort City is a celebration of life, and it is a celebration of our heritage, a heritage as vast as any other, a heritage that exemplifies the essence of America, the values of our forefathers, unswerving discipline, support, respect for one another, and a relentless faith in our Creator. This is what Fort City is.